Hey everybody, welcome back to the 414 for February 24th, 2017. We're going to talk some Chris Jericho news. We got a couple stories there. Kelly, Finn Balor, Dutch Mantell, and Josh Mathews. All that along with this day in wrestling history and your viewer questions right here on the 414.
For the last defender.
All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the 414. I'm your host, Rusty, and as always, we've got a lot of stories to go over. It's Friday. I want to change things up a little bit, and we are going to go over your viewer questions. And if you want to send your viewer questions to the show, we can do so in one of two ways. The first one being the phone number you see on your screen right now, 414-436-9686. You can call that number, leave me a voicemail, we'll play it live on this show, and I'll answer that question for you. The other way is to go to askfm/the414show and send me your questions that way. It's a nice way to get things going. The links for that are going to be in the description of the video down below. But let's start off the show today with a couple questions. The first one is, what wrestling podcasts do you listen to? Me being a guy who does this sort of format, I do listen to a lot of different wrestling podcasts. The ones that I listen to the most, you guys are familiar with Off the Script, JD's podcast that he does every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and his extras. I listen to those religiously. Along with that, I do listen to Wrestling Reality with Justin LaBar. That is out every Wednesday. And then when I've got a chance to, I listen to Don Tony and Kevin Castle. If you haven't checked out any of those, I'm going to leave links to all of those podcasts in the description of this video. You know, listening to stuff like that, listening to your favorite people, it really helps you figure out how you want to get your program going, how to conduct yourself in a podcast setting, and really how to get stuff rolling. Those are the guys I listen to. You know, other than that, I don't have a whole lot of other time to listen to a lot of podcasts. Every once in a while, I'll pop in and hit Ryback's podcast if he's got something worth note of listening to. But those three, Don Tony and Kevin Castle, Wrestling Reality, and Off the Script, those are the main three that I listen to on a weekly basis. The second question we had today was, who is the transcendent star in this era of the WWE? There's two. There are two people, and I'm going to pull up the definition here so you guys, I know what I'm talking about here. It says, beyond or above the range of normal or merely physical human experience. Who's the transcendent star in the WWE right now? It's got to be John Cena. John Cena's done everything. He is the guy from this era who's been going strong. Yeah, he's had a couple injuries, but every time he comes back stronger than ever. He's still going strong. The next up in line, I would say right now, AJ Styles. AJ Styles, even though he's only been in for a year, has really put his mark on the WWE brand, having such amazing matches in just 1 year, capturing the title. And I think he's got a very long line of wrestling matches in the WWE going forward as long as he doesn't get injured. I want you guys to discuss both of those questions in the comment section down below. I want to know what podcasts you guys listen to, and who do you think is the transcendent star in this era of the WWE? There's no wrong answer on either one. You can tell me any podcast you listen to. You can tell me any WWE star. You can even say Roman Reigns if you want to. No answer is wrong. Have a good solid debate in the comment section about this. But let's get on with our news of the day. Chris Jericho has got a couple things going on. First off being, Chris Jericho is back. They went overseas. They're in Europe again. They do WWE live events this week over in Europe. And Chris Jericho made his first appearance since being attacked by Kevin Owens on Raw 2 weeks ago. 2 Raws ago, I should say, not 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago. And it was at Wednesday's live event in Dusseldorf, Germany. Chris Jericho did cut a promo out there while walking down to the ring with a crutch and a neck brace and their List of Jericho. So he's not injured. He's just selling it, right? So more than likely we're going to get to see this Jericho with the crutches and the neck brace and all that probably coming up on Monday Night Raw or possibly at Fastlane. One of the two. We're probably going to see this very soon. The pictures are all around. One of the ones I saw was from a guy on Twitter, WWE Dupree. But Jericho did say that he is going to get back at Owens for betraying him. And then Owens came on down the ramp and attacked him before wrestling in the main event. So Chris Jericho's back in the ring. They're starting to build things up. They're letting the European audience have a taste of it at the live events, which they tend to do before we see it on television. So figure we're probably going to see Chris sometime Monday or at Fastlane, wearing the neck brace, got the crutches, doing some sort of promo shtick going on there. But that's not the big news. The big news concerning Chris Jericho right now is his list. News 13 in Orlando is reporting that a middle school student brought a kill list to school in Point Siena, Florida. That was earlier this week. According to the sheriff's report, the kill list was inspired by Chris Jericho's list, the List of Jericho that he carries with him on WWE TV and writes down the names of the people he dislikes. The kill list included most of the kids on the school's football team, and it was noted on that list that he wanted to shoot them. Deputies then contacted the family of the student who created the list, and they claimed the boy got the idea from watching WWE and mimicking Chris Jericho. The family said the boy had no intention of harming anyone, but due to the incident, parents kept their kids out of school after the report came out. The school didn't go into any specifics about what happened or whether any disciplinary action was taken against that student. This is something that the WWE does not need right now going into WrestleMania. Not only that, it's in the state that WrestleMania is happening in just over a month. This is bad press. I wouldn't doubt if we don't see the List of Jericho for quite some time going forward due to this incident. Now, I want to know what you guys think about this as well. Should this kid, one, fully get disciplined for what happened in the school with the kill list, or was he just having fun? Is this the day and age where you just can't have, you can't mimic your stars, your superstars like this? And I start thinking back of things like Columbine, and people blaming video games and Marilyn Manson and things like that. And this kid had a kill list and decided he was going to blame Chris Jericho. And the parents went along with it, and they said he's just being like Chris Jericho. It's his favorite guy in the WWE, and he wants to have his list. But putting down that he wants to shoot the entire school football team, that might be taking it a little bit too far. So I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below for that. But now it's time to move on to Kelly Kelly. We talked about Kelly Kelly on the 414 already about her possible return and that she teased coming back on a after Raw segment thanks to WWE. But she said she's going to be taking part in WrestleMania Access activities. She was on Sirius XM's Conversation with Maria Menounos. We know her. She's been on WWE programming quite a bit. She's always at the Hall of Fame ceremonies. She's been on WrestleMania. She's been in the ring. She's done all sorts of stuff for the WWE. But, they talked about the rumors that are making the rounds that we talked about as well, about possibly considering another run with the company. All she said was she's going to be at WrestleMania, but she didn't say whether she's wrestling or not. Meltzer, of course, over on Wrestling Observer, did say that some former female stars have been contacted, and she fits that description, and the word is starting to go around. So, we're finding out now that the long-term deal, rumors that we all heard about, are incorrect as well. I'm finding this out through WrestlingNews.co. A lot of places reported that there's a 2 to 3 year deal with the company and that it is not true. She has said, though, that she would be open to a mini run with the company, and Mark Carrano has been asking her about another run. Kelly has been staying busy with a lot of other projects in Hollywood as well, and she's currently the star of the reality show Wags and has been featured on an episode of Days of Our Lives. So Kelly might be a little bit busy going into WrestleMania season and beyond. She might just be there to induct somebody into the Hall of Fame. She may just be there for WrestleMania access, and that's it. We don't know, and we won't know all the way up until the big day. And speaking of some big day, and hopefully a guy who's going to get one, got a little bit of an update on Finn Balor. Our former and first Universal Champion, Finn Balor, has been out of action since August, the day that he won his Universal Championship with a shoulder injury. Got a little bit physical at a TV taping of NXT on Wednesday in Orlando, Florida. Not going to spoil a whole lot of what happened on there. You can go find that for yourself. But he did note at the tapings, he's not medically cleared, but he's going to be back sooner rather than later to take back what is his. He did mention, as I said, he's not medically cleared, but WWE has been advertising, and we noted this on the 414 previously, that he is on the schedule for some Raw live events next month. Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting that Balor has been working out in the ring and feels back to normal. He's got one more medical evaluation scheduled for early March, and he is expected to clear that one with the doctors, and he's going to be able to return to full-time ring action, which is amazing and good to hear. Now, we're going to switch a little bit and go to some Impact news, something we don't do a whole lot around here. We're going to talk Impact news, and we're going to talk about Dutch Mantell because it came out just recently. We heard that rumors of Dutch Mantell might be coming back to Impact Wrestling. He was there previously, 2003 to 2009, he was a writer, producer, and an agent for TNA Impact. But Dixie Carter's gone completely, and Jeff Jarrett is back in charge running the promotion. So we're starting to get some old names from the Jeff Jarrett regime making their way back in. Dutch Mantell is one of those guys. He officially announced on Twitter that he returned to Impact in a creative advisory role. This is something that a lot of people have been speculating for a while, but it's been made official on his Twitter on February 22nd. He said, "News, finally I can officially announce that I have signed with Impact Wrestling in a creative advisory capacity. Changes underway." Changes underway. So Dutch Mantell, you know him as Zeb Coulter. He was Jack Swagger's manager for a very long time. Back in TNA, we'll have to see what happens. He was backstage with Jeff Jarrett at January's Impact Wrestling TV tapings, and he's going to be at the upcoming TV tapings at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida in early March. The tapings are going to be interesting because this is the first set of tapings under Jarrett's rule now. The last set of tapings, Jarrett was just there. He didn't have the creative control. Now he's got it. Dutch Mantell is there as well. We're probably going to see some changes going into these March tapings. And some of those just might be, there's going to be a lot of talent gone. The word on the street is the Hardy Boys aren't with TNA right now. They don't have a contract. So are they going to be there? There's a few other guys we might not see on TNA very soon. And speaking of guys that if they don't watch it, might not be on TNA TV very soon, Josh Mathews, the lead announcer for TNA, or now Impact Wrestling, he's been going on some Twitter rants lately, and he's not afraid to express himself when he feels he's being attacked. About a week or so ago, went after fans because he had, a YouTube video out there. Some comments were out where he praised himself. He said he's the greatest announcer in the wrestling business. Mathews, he's been a lightning rod right now for a lot of criticism for his commentary on Impact Wrestling and on social media. He is really going after people over on Twitter. He's gotten into arguments with Shark Boy, Dave Penzer, Jeremy Borash, and a whole slew of others. He ripped on TJ Perkins, Jim Ross, and Dave Meltzer did note on Wrestling Observer Radio that Mathews has gotten into some hot water right now because of a recent tweet. Our friends over at Real Shoot Wrestling, RSW Live, you can go check them out right now over on Twitter. He ended up tweeting to them, "Oh, Real Shoot Wrestling podcast, taking offense. Did you guys book a great shoot style promo?" And he said, "You should really shoot yourselves." The tweet itself has been deleted. A lot of people did screen cap it though. Josh Mathews basically told people to go shoot themselves in this day and age on Twitter. Kind of strange that he did that. It's odd for a guy that is so prominent inside of your business to be able to do things like that. Josh Mathews did tweet out later in the day, "Anyone tweeting me during working hours will get their tweets copied and sent to your employers, assuming you have one. Hashtag Stooge Report." Josh Mathews basically saying, if it's between 8 and 5 and you're tweeting at me during work, I'm going to get you in trouble, mister. I don't know what is going on with Josh Mathews. I did like him when he was with the WWE doing the backstage stuff. He didn't seem to be off the rails like this. And I think that, his video where he called himself the greatest announcer in the wrestling business ruffled some feathers and just really started getting to him with the amount of hate that probably rained down, and criticism and jokes and memes and all sorts of stuff that happened. I can see why Josh Mathews might have gotten a little bit defensive, but maybe it's time to put the Twitter down. Now, as always at this time, we go through this day in wrestling history, and today's just like all the others. We got a lot of good stuff. Not a lot of crazy WWE stuff going on really on this day, but we're gonna weed it out. So we're looking at 14 years ago today. You look at what has been happening on SmackDown right now, where we had to have a battle royal to determine who the number one contender is for the WWE Championship. Oddly enough, this isn't the first time that they've had to use a battle royal to determine who is going after a title at WrestleMania. 14 years ago today, on Raw from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Booker T outlasted a field of 20, eliminating The Rock to win that 20-man battle royal. With that win, he earned a World Heavyweight Championship match, the big gold belt, against Triple H at WrestleMania 19. That was the one that Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar headlined for the WWE Championship. So Booker T, Triple H went up for the big gold belt thanks to a battle royal. So not really anything new. Yes, it's a little bit different that your Royal Rumble winner isn't the one going for the belt, but it's not unprecedented for us to have a battle royal to determine who's going after a belt. After all, they're trying to make the Universal title seem like the big one. It's on Raw. That is the main belt. And then you have the WWE Championship. That might be considered now the secondary championship. We're not sure how WWE feels on that one. To me, I still see the WWE Championship as the top prize over the Universal title any day. But 14 years ago today, Booker T winning a battle royal to go on for a belt. We also look at going on from there. 2 years ago today, this is a big one in wrestling history. The WWE Network went live in the United States 2 years ago already. That's crazy. Actually, no, it's been more than that. I'm looking at my stuff wrong. 3 years ago today, 2014. 2014. Holy cow. WWE Network went live in the United States to many problems, which means when I was looking at my dates for what I wrote down, that Booker T stuff that happened there, that wasn't 12 years ago. No, that would have been right. I'm looking at it right. So it would have been 14 years ago for Raw, 3 years ago for the WWE Network. WWE Network went live in the United States with a lot of problems. A lot of people weren't able to sign up right away. A lot of people wanted to get in there and get it, all of that content. A lot of people had to wait hours and even days to get onto the WWE Network. Those that did sign up, they experienced a lot of problems. The streaming hiccuped a lot when they were in there. I was one of the original subscribers of the WWE Network, and I had the hiccuping in a lot of cases. You'd get in there and it wouldn't work on some devices. Some computers it would work, others it wouldn't. A lot of the issues did get fixed right before WrestleMania, but WrestleMania had issues in and of itself. The network, for a while, was only available legally in the United States for the first few months. They had to get a lot of international fans in there afterwards, after the launch, after WrestleMania. And that same night, Hulk Hogan made his return to the WWE for the first time since 2007 and announced himself that he would be the host for WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. It was leaked by TMZ. We all know that. But Hulk Hogan, thanks to the network, was able to say, hey, I'm going to be the host of WrestleMania 30. That was a big thing for them. The network was huge. If you don't know some of the history with that, I mean, the WWE Network is the fastest online subscription video service to reach 1 million subscribers, and they did that within their first year. Those guys really did a lot of good work. So that's all we've got for this day in wrestling history. I definitely want you guys to leave your comments in the comments section down below. Definitely with those questions that we had early on. I want to know what wrestling podcasts you guys listen to and who you think is the transcendent star in the WWE today. And then, as always, do not forget, if you want to support the 414 and get early access to all of these videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. What am I thinking here? Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, just like we've got going on today. You can go over to patreon.com/the414show. The link is going to be in the description of this video. Do not forget to smash that like button. You guys have been doing great on that. And if you haven't done so yet, you're new here, thanks to the podcast I did with Justin LaBar yesterday about how to fix the cruiserweights, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You're going to get new content just about every day here. You've got your WWE Raw and SmackDown 205 live reviews, your pay-per-view reviews, the 414 every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Along with that, some special guests going through here, just like we had Jose Bermudez talking about the women's division. We had Justin talking about the cruiserweight division. I've got a lot more lined up, so stay tuned. Until next time, this is Rusty. I'm out.
To the last defender. They